Visionary Minds Public Relations and Media is a proud sponsor of CA Media Podcast. Be sure to get all your publicity, digital marketing, writing, media consulting services by emailing visionarymindsny@gmail.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CA Media Podcast, the show that allows you to come in your own unique way. This podcast will be about my journey throughout my adult life. I will bring my friends, and there will be some episode in which I will be alone to speak about what's on my mind. Topics will range from society, culture, sports, relationships, and so much more. There's nothing off limits on the CA Media Podcast. So, as you come into my world to listen to my podcast, feel free to know that this is a safe space and a personal space to bring your family and friends to listen to the CA Media Podcast. So come and join this ride with me, and as always, this is the show that allows you to come in your most unique, authentic way. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CA Media Podcast, the show that allows you to come in your own unique way. I am your host, Clyde Anderson, and today we have Marcia here, and she will come in her own unique way. The show is brought to you by Visionary Minds Public Relations and Media. If you have any media consultations or inquiries, please contact Tammy Reese at visionarymindsny@gmail.com, and she will be gladly to get back in contact with you. So today we're going to talk about hairstyling with a hairstylist, Marcia, and she's going to tell us a little bit about herself, and we're going to dive into the interview. So, Marcia, how are you doing today? Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm good. Hi, guys. My name is Marcia. I am currently an independent hairstylist in the Ithaca, New York area. I started my journey out in Tampa when I was 11 years old. I've just been doing hair here and there since then, honestly. And I've just been trying to perfect my craft, like trying to get into the new trends of what's going on, like wigs and stuff like that. And even taking it to the old school, keeping the sew-ins and the glue-ins and stuff like that, keeping that stuff alive. And obviously, braids, they're never going nowhere.
Correct.
Yeah. But yeah, I do that. I'm also a bus driver. By day. It's an interesting skill to have for sure, but my passion is definitely to do hair. Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful. I like that. I like when people come on my podcast who are entrepreneurs and they talk about their passion, what they like, what drives them. So, with that being said, so how long have you been working as a hairstylist?
Like I said, I've been doing this since I was 11. I started teaching myself after one of my aunts put a perm in my hair, and it made my hair fall out real bad. My mom was so upset, but she did what she had to do to grow it back. But I will always watch her like do my sister's hair and just try to figure out like what she got going on and how she did what she did. So one day she told me to put a piece of hair around my toe, and that's how it started.
For real? Wow.
Yeah. Anybody listening to this and they do hair, they probably like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Because you literally just take it around your foot or whatever it is, not your toe. You could put it around something that's going to be able to hold the tension of, the braid. So you can either get it right or wrong. But, practice makes perfect.
Correct. Oh, wow. I just learned something new today. I should do that with my locks.
I don't think it's the same concept, but go ahead. Let me know how that worked out for you.
I would try it. I will let you know. Um, so so what hairstyles have you like, have you experienced offering to your clients?
Currently, I offer wig installation. I do quick weaves. I do braids. My main service that I often get asked for is my braids because I braid tight and they last long. And not saying like I'm gonna make anybody's scalp bleed, but I definitely braid tight enough for the style to last longer than a month. That's for sure.
Mm,
But I get asked for different variations of hairstyles, some that I've never tried, some that I've haven't tried in a long time, or something that I haven't done in a while. But either way it goes, I just try to do my best and achieve the style that the client is looking for. But like I said, mainly they come to me for braids because they know what they're gonna get. I recently started installing wigs on myself mainly because I've been trying to get my own little process down, and I feel like I've done it. I have one client, shout out to China if she's listening. She's been my client for about 8 years now. She's done anything that has to do with a wig or a quick weave, she's done it. So she's like one of my main people who I can experience my wig and weave trends on.
okay.
Mhm.
So what hairstyle was you could say or the most difficult that challenged you to do?
Most difficult. Honestly, I ain't gonna lie to you. Installing these wigs is a challenge. And even though we might look good when it's done, it's a process for sure. And especially being that I'm I'm new to actually installing it myself and um not being the client. I am the actual stylist. So it's definitely been a little bit of a process to learn like how to put it on, keep it staying. I'm not really into makeup like that, so
Correct.
learning how to use makeup and stuff, it's been an adventure, but I could definitely say wig installation is probably one of the most difficult pieces that I've ran across. The second would probably be sew-ins.
Okay. Okay. Have you ever like went to school to get more training?
I did actually. Before I left Florida in 2013, I was going to this beauty school, and I ended up moving to Memphis later on down the line in December. So I never got a chance to finish. But it's funny that you say that because I really have been inquiring on taking some courses here in the New York area. I've started inquiring at Empire Beauty School. They have a few locations that's near, not too far. One of them being in Rochester. Not that I'm excited to go that way, but I would like to go ahead and finish and learn, learn more about other hair types than just my own. So that's another thing. Like braiding and stuff is good. I mean, it's cool because, you know, braiding is essential and it's like diversified in so many ways. Anybody
Right.
can get braids. It's one of the easier styles for anybody, any culture, any hair type can get braids.
Exactly.
Um, However, my goal is to learn how to be able to maneuver around different hair types because certain products you can't use in everybody's hair, because of their hair type. So yeah, I'm definitely looking into finishing that education, not only for the knowledge of, hair, but to also be certified because, I feel like people just feel comfortable, a little bit more comfortable when you're certified in what you're doing. Regardless if you get them a good outcome or not, people still want to be trusted.
Correct. And I respect that. I like that
Yeah.
answer. Because like, you may have the skill to do the position or the task that you're doing, but to go to someone that's they got their license or they got a certification. I definitely can trust you. I know that if you mess up, I can leave you a bad
Right,
review or a good
right,
review. Like so, yes, like to meet someone that is certified in a profession. I'd rather them do my hair than someone that's not certified. But if I trust someone, if I built that relationship with that person,
right,
and know that the outcome is what I desire or even better than I desire, I'm gonna go with them. But like you said, a
right.
lot of people is prone to
Nowadays, it's honestly, I've ran into so many people who tell me like, "Oh, hey, I've been looking for somebody. I've been looking for somebody," and they want to do, they want to see my Instagram, they want to see my Facebook and stuff like that, which is cool. But at the same time, like, you can be looking at my work and it's all fancy and whatever, but when you come sit in my chair, if it's not what you're expecting, then technically you just lost out. You really
correct,
just you getting what you pay for. Whereas if I'm certified and you know what I'm saying, I'm certified, at least you have that guarantee that at least I know what I'm doing. And if I do mess up, then there's some type of penalty to pay for that.
correct.
Not just, oh, sorry, I messed up your hair. Maybe you can find somebody else to do it. Like nobody wants that.
Yeah, nobody's going for that, especially if they spend
Yeah.
on you. Yeah.
Yeah, and these girls like spend like $500-$600 on wigs these days. Like, yeah, I would love to reach that market. However, again, I want to make sure that not only certified but being able to
Be
give
proficient.
my clients exactly, what I know I want to give them. Not that I'm not doing that now, but again, as far as certification goes, I feel like it'll just broaden my clientele for sure.
So, how many clients have you done in a single day? I know you don't work by shift. You work however you work. How many clients have you done like in one day?
Uh Maybe three.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
most of the styles that I get usually take 2 or more hours. Yeah, I've never had to really like plan that many heads in a day, but definitely three. Two were like weaves and a braid.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely could get tedious. And I could only imagine, like, once I do start to venture out and post more stuff, that I could definitely see me doing like 4 or 5 heads a day, maybe, a couple quick weaves. But when it comes to braids, depending on the length, the size, and stuff like that, I would only take one client a day because braids are just like something you don't want to rush on. Like
Correct.
nobody wants no rush braids. Like nobody wants no rush locks. Like I want you to make sure every hair is tamed to where it's supposed to, and I want my hair to look professionally nice. Like don't rush because where we going? And you got my money.
Exactly.
Like
Okay. So, what's your favorite brand of hair products that you have used and why?
I'm glad you asked. So um right now I've been using BTL. I want to make sure that's the right brand because I know it's not BLT. Yep, BTL
Who want
braiding
bacon, lettuce, and
gel.
tomatoes?
Yeah, right. I mean, it lay it down like bacon, lettuce, and tomato. You know what I'm saying? No, but currently, actually, for the past year, I've been using BTL braiding gel for all of my braiding styles. I haven't had any complaints. It doesn't leave any flakes. It really holds the hair in place. And even like for tucking, which you probably don't know, but it's basically hiding the hair, like the natural hair when you
Hmm.
braid.
Correct.
It really does a good job of that. The mousse is amazing. Um, and yeah, as far as braiding gel, I've been using that. Like I said, that's a really, really good product. These for my wigs, I was using this one company called Goiple. It's
Mm.
spelled Goiple, and if I'm saying it wrong, sorry. But for for excuse me, for about a year I was using that, and I swore by that stuff. Like it was it's not sweat proof, the one that I had originally got, but it definitely was like very much holding. It wasn't, like I said, it wasn't a waterproof, so it definitely, would lift at times. But the glue is good. The wax stick is really good. But I just started using this company called Dola Hair. And
Hmm.
I just did my hair 2 days ago, and I did the pull test, and I almost ripped my edges out.
Wow.
I'm just gonna be honest.
Oh, ouch.
So it is definitely a good brand. Woo woo. One,
Woo-woo.
I'm Team Dola Hair now. I still love Goiple. Their edge control is amazing. When I say 24 to 48-hour hold, it definitely is that. But again, this Dola Hair, very good product. Yeah, it got me laid down, fried and died, laid to the side. Yeah. So that's what I use for braiding and wigs. And then far as like my hair oils and stuff, I use like Wild Grow and Chibi oil. I love Jamaican castor oil. It's good for my hair and my face.
Hmm.
Yeah, stuff like that. And I also sometimes I give out bottles of hair oil to my clients, especially for those who have braids, so they can keep their hair moisturized, because it's easy to forget. It's like a shake and go style, but it's not. You still got to keep your hair moisturized.
Correct.
So I do that from time to time.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
So, how comfortable are you in like standing there on your feet for a long time, for a long period of time?
It can get challenging. It can really get challenging. When I first started braiding and stuff, like it was nothing. I could be on my feet for 8 to 12 hours, depending on how long how long the style is. However, I'm older now. Nobody got time to be just standing up doing hair all day. Like, find you a seat, and again, I have a chair. I'll sit down as long as I need to and stand up as long as I need to. But again, it's all preferential depending
Correct.
on the style.
So what creative hairstyling technique do you use to that distinguish your work from other professionals?
Um,
Yes, those hard-hitting questions, right?
that was a good question, because I've never thought about that, and a lot of people do ask me like, what's different from what your hair from what other people do, and from what I've heard, a lot of people has told me, like, far as clients, I'm very patient. Besides the fact that I'm a perfectionist, uh, it will take a little bit depending on the hairstyle. I like to take my time. I feel like that could be a gift and a curse, but at the same time, it's making my work for me.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So if it takes me 6 hours to do some medium knotless braids, you know what I'm saying? And you're expecting to sit in the chair for 3 hours, but you get up and you like, oh, Now, that is not what I was expecting, but I am very happy, and you happy with the job. Like, I feel like time doesn't matter. At some point, it does, obviously, because people come in and out for in and out services, quick weaves,
Correct. Mhm.
a quick wig, something like that. But I feel like certain hairstyles just should come with patience. Like, don't you shouldn't even want to rush your stylist. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
Because this is your money that you're paying for. Like, I know if I sit down and I give somebody $200-300 for whatever style it may be, I don't care if it's a wig or a ponytail. I want it to look how I want it to look. I don't want it to look how you want it to look because you decided to rush.
Correct.
So I feel like I provide that service, like the level of patience, because or some people really just be trying to go like, oh, I need this done, I need to get up out of here, which I understand, but I always tell my patients, like, my clients, like, if you have something to do and you're coming to get a style that may take me 3 or 4 hours, don't schedule it around that time. Like, because don't
Exactly.
expect me to rush, because you're gonna get what you pay for. Like, if you make
Exactly.
me rush my work, how are you expecting me to be efficient? I can't.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
impossible.
Which brings us to a perfect question. Tell tell us about a time where a client expressed disappointment about a service that you provided. What was your response?
You said a time where a client did what?
Expressed disappointment about a service you provided.
Uh huh.
What was your response, and how did
Oh,
you rectify that
it, it
situation?
it it happened at least twice. One of my clients, I did her hair as I would normally do her hair, and she sweats a lot. And again, you have to take certain stuff about your clients into consideration. And I'll admit that this day I did not. But again, I was feeling a little rushed because she was busy. Either way, that's neither here nor there. Her hair lasted a week. She had to come right back and get it done.
Mm.
I felt so bad because I didn't sew her cap down. Like, again, when I'm in a predicament, there's no problem with being a high stress, situation sometimes. But in the art of hair, if I don't have to be rushed, I shouldn't rush.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? This is not a hair contest. I'm trying to make
Correct.
sure you go outside looking your best.
Exactly.
Not, I don't want anybody to say, "Oh, girl, who did your hair?" Like, "Oh, who did that?" If anything, I want them to say, "Oh, girl, who did your hair?"
Big difference. Big difference.
Big difference. So, yeah. I kind of lost my train of thought.
It's all right. It's all right.
I
So
did.
like so like so you said you want you want to fix their hair, and you want people to be like, "Who did your hair?" Like,
Right. I never want anybody to come out and be like, "Girl, who did that?" Like, you look, you
that
know what
part.
I'm saying? You get
That
there's
part.
there's a certain tone of voice people use when they ask you about certain
Correct.
stuff,
Correct.
like, "Oh, well, who did that?"
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's different from if I see somebody and I like say your locks, for instance. I'll be
Correct.
like, "Oh, I like your locks. Who did that?" That's saying, "Oh, they did a really good job."
Correct.
I might be interested. Far
Exactly.
as, "Oh, that's nice. Who did that?" That's saying like, "Oh, you got your hair done, but who
Who
you
the
let
next
play in
time?
your hair?" You know
Who's
what I'm
here?
saying?
Exactly. So I don't go to them.
Right. No.
Oh,
So
good.
I definitely always want to try to provide satisfying service. Oh, the hair. So yeah, she came back, she called me, she's like, "Girl, You'll never guess what happened. This is literally like a week later. I'm like, what happened? She's like, my hair fell off. I was just like, what? What do you mean your hair fell off? So when she brought it back to me, it literally was all the hair with the cap still glued on, just fell off her head.
Wow.
Yeah, so I apologized and realized that I didn't sew her cap down. And because she sweats a lot, it wasn't gonna last longer than it need to.
Correct.
So my response to that was, girl, sit down and let me fix your hair over. We did not have the same hair that she had that day I did her hair, which was super cute. Um so I just found what I had in my closet and made it work. And as a stylist, that's what you do. You improvise.
Correct.
And sometimes you can't, but when you can and you can still make the client happy, it makes it worth it. And I think that's why it has become a passion of mine, because the more hair I do or I have done throughout the years, I get these adored reactions from what I see when they look in the mirror. Like, they're very happy, they're very satisfied, and that makes me happy to know I made somebody look good or feel good, because you never know what people are going through. And I feel like personal image, especially at a time of whatever somebody might be going through, is very uplifting.
Correct. You're absolutely right. So, how do Marcia stay informed about popular hairstyles? How do you stay informed with like knowing the trends of the popular styles that's out currently?
TikTok,
TikTok,
Instagram.
Instagram. Okay, okay.
Social media. And if it's something that I haven't seen, I have a cousin and a sister who make sure I know what I need to know. They will send me videos, pictures. My sister is very good at saying, "Hey, let's try this." So we'll try something. But yeah, I definitely social media is literally the wave at this point. Like, where else can you learn something or find out something if you're
Uh,
not on social media?
exactly. You're absolutely correct. You can't. Yeah, a couple more questions, and then I'll do like a rapid fire questions where in like 1 minute I'll just ask different questions and you give me your first response. Okay.
Okay.
All right, a couple more questions. What is the most important part of being a hairstylist for you?
I think I just touched on it kind of. Is the satisfactory of my client. Like, when they leave, I don't care if you come in here looking like 50 Cent. I want you to leave out of here feeling like $1 million. I want you to feel like I did what I came to do. I understood the assignment. And if I didn't, I'm always willing to, try it again. But like I said, just doing it right the first time and seeing the joy on their faces of satisfaction is enough for me, truthfully.
Beautiful. I know you don't have a social media for your page. Uh,
Not yet. It's in the works. Sewing Glows Hairstyles. It's on Facebook. I'll be linking it to my Instagram soon. But again, I'm just working on the page to make sure it is where I want it to. Like, a lot of people is like, you need to hurry up and post and da 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 da. But I feel like timing is always a thing. Like, when it's time for me to do what I need to do, I'll do it. But let me do what I'm doing now, and it'll all work out. But I'm not moving on nobody else's time. It's between me and God.
Amen. All right, so because you kind of also hit on my last question, which was how would you evaluate client satisfaction. But you also touched on it with the previous question that I just asked. All right, so here goes the rapid fire questions. I'm gonna top of my brain, ring out some questions, and you give me your top answer within 1 minute, and then we can close out.
All right, let's go.
All right, 3, 2, 1. What's your favorite cartoon character?
I'm gonna have to say it's my boy from the Boondocks,
What's his name?
Riley.
Riley. Okay. What's
Riley
your
from the
favorite?
Boondocks.
What's your favorite alcoholic drink?
So I just got introduced to Grand Marnier, and I love it. Oh my God, it's really good with ginger beer. Like it made me feel like a fancy, fancy person, you know.
What's your favorite book that you're reading?
Um, The Science of Self. I just started reading that. It is a very, very intricate book. Definitely something you want to take notes on.
Favorite place you travel to?
You said what?
Favorite place you travel to?
Memphis. I love Memphis. Shout out to Bill Street.
What's your favorite international place that you've been to?
I actually haven't been out of the country yet. However, my place I want to go is two places. I want to go to Santorini, Greece, and I
Okay.
want to go to the Maldives.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
Those are two different places I never heard of, but I know for you, it'll be a trip that you will love and you will relish in.
Hmm.
Yeah. So like I'm
I
excited
mean,
for
for
you.
starters, I want to try Punta Cana and Dominican Republic. I want to go to, something I know people have been to. I know
Yeah,
I
I've been
can
to
go
both.
somewhere. Oh, you have? I didn't know
Yeah, I've
that.
been. My brother got married in
Dominican
DR.
Republic.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember
Mhm.
that. I didn't know you went to Punta Cana though.
Yeah, I did.
I
I got
definitely want to go
pictures.
there. I definitely want to go there. I want to go to both of those places. Like, I might go. I'm planning to go for my 35th birthday to Mexico. Hopefully, I
Okay.
could go with my cousin. Maybe you could go. That'd be awesome.
Yo, I would love to, but it's like last minute.
I know. I mean, it's 90 days. I got 90 days. But either way, if I don't go for my birthday, it's definitely in the works for next year, just to get it started. Because I haven't been out of the country, and I feel like I'm missing it. But I feel like also like it's my time, so I'm gonna just start doing what I gotta do.
Exactly. You have to. You have to.
Time is too short.
Yes, it is. Marcia, thank you for joining the CA Media Podcast, the show that allows you to come in your own unique way. Um, you don't have social media really, so I can't tell them to follow you somewhere.
I mean, I got TikTok, I got Instagram, I got Facebook. I'm rarebreed_90 on Instagram. I am rarebreed_25 on TikTok, and I'm Marcy Wins on Facebook.
She is a rare breed, like she says
I
she
am
is.
a rare breed. I mean, that comes with good and bad. Don't I mean it's
It
not all
does.
good.
I know.
It's definitely a self-healing journey for sure.
Like I know. I appreciate our friendship that we have. I'm grateful
Absolutely. It's been an
to
amazing 3 years. Amazing.
grateful to have known you in those time. Uh, those who want to listen to more of this podcast, you can catch my podcast on Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts at CA Space Media Podcast. You can follow me on Instagram at CA Media Podcast, as well as Facebook at CA Media Podcast. Um, for media and other business work related, you can email me at clydeandersonmedia@gmail.com. Or if you want to go to my personal page, it's Clyde Anderson, and you'll be able to find me Thank you, Marcia, for joining this podcast. It's been a privilege and an honor. I would love to have you on again for another episode. We can go deeper if you need to. But until then, any last words, shout outs you want to give? Hello? Yeah, so ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining the CE Media
My
Podcast.
bad.
There you go.
I muted it because I wanted you to finish your exit.
Oh yeah. Do you want to leave any shout outs?
I want to shout out CA Media. Thank you again. This podcast has been definitely overscheduled. It's definitely overdue. I'm looking forward to more interviews for sure. Shout out to all the hairstylists out there, whether you're beginning, you've been in it, not new to it, true to it. Y'all keep doing y'all thing because without hair, where will we be?
Correct. Where will I be? I don't want. I don't
You'll
want
have a
to
low
be.
fade.
Yeah. I
She
don't.
said
I
with
don't
your
want.
waves.
I love my locks. You only knew me in my lock stage,
I
so
did. I did. I did. That's okay.
yeah. So I love it. I love it. I love it. But again, y'all can catch me anytime on Instagram at CA Media Podcast. That's for the podcast page. The media account is CA Media __ on Instagram. And for my personal page, you can search me at Brand New Clyde on Instagram. It may not be up because I deactivated it, but just give it a shot. It's me. All right. Marcia, take care. God bless.
You too.
This is the CAB, a podcast that show that allows you to come in your unique way. I'm your host, Clyde Anderson, and we'll catch you on the flip side.
Peace.
Deuces. Thank you for listening to the CA Media Podcast, the show that allows you to come in your own unique way. I'm your host, Clyde Anderson. To be a sponsor on the show or even to be a guest host, you can email me at clydeandersonmedia@gmail.com. To find more selections of this podcast, you can search us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and Pandora. Furthermore, you give us 5 stars, rate us, review us, follow us. In reference to our social media, you can follow me and or the podcast at CA Media __ on X, on Instagram, and on Facebook. Thank you for listening to the CA Media Podcast, the show that allows you to come in your own unique way.